that stands for losers, man. I don't get involved in that stuff. But
George Rashad Milligan rolling out.
That's a good question.
Brandon,
we can't ask Rashad questions.
Oh yeah. Kelsey Mitchell posted something. She did a thing. And I know some people was like they didn't know if she was staying or what. So let me go. Okay, here's the Players Tribune, Kelsey Mitchell. I can tell you the exact moment I knew nothing will ever be the same. It was this aha moment that clicked for me back in May. We were getting ready to play New York at home, and my aunt hit me up. She's not a sports person at all. And she calls me like, Kels, how do I get tickets to the game? I'm like, now hold up. Stephanie's trying to see us play. I must be dreaming. Is I'm dreaming? Shout out to Tidy Guy. I think everybody in the league has a version of that story by now. It wasn't the sold out arenas, the media attention. It was that one person hitting you up. People that never really had an interaction before to watch women's basketball all of a sudden wanted to be a part of it. Now they wanted to see the WNBA, and not just a W. They wanted to see the fever. If you're a real one, I'll rock with you forever. Real is being a witness to somebody's journey. It's recognizing, hey, she's been with the fever since the beginning, and she's still standing. So to the ones who have been there and have had respect for me before all of this, I have nothing but love. For those who have taken the time to get to know me and show respect to my game, I'm extremely humble. I had a small fan base when I got to Indiana 6 years ago. Y'all know who y'all are. I wouldn't have made it here without you. Anyone who knows me will tell you I'm not the one to do too much talking. It isn't my strong suit, but being the person I've grown into, I've always wanted to take a second to say thank y'all from the bottom of my heart. It's why I wanted to step out of my comfort zone to write this. This was one of the hardest seasons I've ever been through in basketball and life because for the first time, I had to learn to do it without my dad. My OG, my best friend. I didn't know. Bro, what? All right, y'all. I'm sorry. Story time within the story time, bro. Kelsey Mitchell's dad, bro. I had no idea. Like, this junk. What the heck? Life is crazy. Okay, so at my old job, you know, interviewing rappers and stuff like that, rolling out, Skylar Black came in. And Skylar is someone who I like really rocked with for years now and stuff like that. Ever since she first went viral with the Fame song on the I don't want to say Off the Porch, but it was like on the block series on YouTube. And so she finally came in, and I'm just like, yo, like you really did this, that. Before we did the interview, Skylar is walking to the studio, bro, in our office. Hold on, let me make sure I'm pulling this up so I see it right. She's pulling up to the studio like this. Behind the back, like legit moves. Finger rolls. She's slapping the little like type of the walls and everything like that. I said, this ain't no regular like shadow basketball. This is like someone who hoops type deal. I said, do you play basketball? She said, yeah. And I said, I saw you at Kelsey Mitchell's game and, you know, you was supporting her, things of that sort. She said, Kelsey and me go back to high school, middle school. And I was playing on a team. Her dad was the coach over there. I think they said West Cincinnati. I asked Kelsey Mitchell later. That video's up on the channel. And she was just saying, yeah, you know, she played with my dad, everything like that. You know, we was cool, this and that. And then we got into a discussion, me and Skylar, about Kelsey's game and stuff like that. And she said she's always been locked in. Her dad's always been there from day one and making sure she gets right and everything like this. I say all of this is because she's always mentioned her dad. This isn't something where it's like, you know, where someone means something to somebody and you don't hear about it until like after the fact. This is someone she always shouted out, like regardless of what level of fame that the Indiana Fever being the Beatles this year in the WNBA, she's always mentioned her dad. So to see this, I was like, what the heck? I had no idea, bro. I did not know. And I felt like if I knew, I probably would have, I don't know, maybe approached the situation with a little more kind of gentleness or a follow-up on like, what do you think your dad's thinking of the both of you doing right now? And, you know, all of those things. I don't know, man. It's crazy. It's crazy, man. Shout out to her dad. I love my mama like no other, but the love of who my dad and I shared was just a tad bit different. I've always been a daddy's girl, and I love my daddy to the core. He was just a coach. He was a coach, and I went to every basketball practice he had, every game he coached, every ride to drop his players off at their homes. Everything I've achieved in basketball came from following the blueprints he laid out for me since I was little. I have twin brothers, Kevin and Cameron. They're 32. And then I have a twin sister. Dang. So it's all the two sets of twins. Then I had a twin sister named Chelsea. My mama had two sets of twins, Kevin and Cam, Kelsey and Chelsea. Two K's, two C's. Haha, yes, she's a soldier. I remember I used to sit in my big jersey at the end of the bench at my brother's rec games, kind of like a mascot, getting water for them. My sister would go to do cheerleading and stuff. I knew for sure I was not into that. No offense, since LOL. So I chose to sit on a bench and found myself falling in love with the game. I can remember this one time one of the players fouled out, and my brother's team needed a fifth player. I was like 4 years old. They subbed me in, and from there the rest was history. I found something that I truly love. It was like hoop became a love language between me, my twin, my brothers, my mama, and my dad because we all love it the same way. I'm from Cincy, but my mama came from huge roots in Memphis, Orange Mound to be exact. So we would go down there every year, right? In Memphis, if you wanted to go learn something, some type of kind of hooper you were, you went outside. I remember, back outside. Yeah, yeah. That made me mad. I remember when I finally got old enough to play my brother and big cousin Freddie at what they call the precinct, like 5 or 6 courts next to the Memphis police station. At the precinct, we played against every kind of walk of life. Respectively, we were going to go against dudes from the trenches, from the air. Shout out to Memphis. Shout out to Glorilla. My dad wanted us to experience that. I think he wanted us to see that basketball was universal, and we weren't the only ones who played it. Now, I'm not sure why my mama let us go, but she trusted our dad. So he'd take us to the courts at night, and we kind of was the worst time because ain't no telling what's popping off. I came from the atmosphere that was different from what the vibe was at the precinct. I learned a different type of street knowledge those nights, what to do, what to say, how to move. I think Pops was trying to instill with us some kind of survival mode. Isn't that what Carmelo's doing with Cayenne right now? It's like you got him playing. Like I've seen videos of Cayenne playing this summer, like in random New York parks, like in the chain nets, the whole like double rim, the little fence around the court and stuff like that. Some that looks like the actual trenches. It's like, why is Cayenne playing here? But I'm like, hey, if you want to raise a dog, and your kid's a nepo baby, your kid's a millionaire, born 6 figures in this account to his name. I guess you have to do that type of stuff, man. But we find ourselves playing 8 or 9 games till 1 o'clock in the morning. Down south hoopers, man, they could shoot the lights out the ball with crazy IQ and handle. They could tell us, they could kind of look at me, whoever she is, she ain't about to come in and outshine us. I remember one time we won a few games in a row. More and more people started walking over like, how they running the court? Why nobody beating them? No one knew where me and my brothers were from. He probably looked at my dad thinking, who that fat man sitting on the bench? So this team of dudes come through. They were probably like, swing, twing, cross, step back. I couldn't guard them with my doggone life. Oh, man, I'll never forget it. My dad calls timeout. He's like, get y'all over here. He said, take the challenge. He told me to have fear. It's crazy calling a timeout in a street ball game, by the way. But it was 1st to 12. And at that point, we were down like 9-3. But as crazy as it was, we ended up coming back and winning. That's basically my Pops in a nutshell. I kid you not. He had us playing everywhere you can imagine in Cincinnati. Price Hill, Avondale, Millville, West End, the list goes on. My parents as a whole really were like that. That was their mentality. You're going to hoop against everybody. You're going to experience how everybody plays basketball. You're going to take the challenge, respect the game for what it is. See, that's the problem. The kids don't respect the game no more. Salute to the Pops, man. Fast forward to the morning of the draft, the biggest day of my life. Growing up in Cincy, you see on New York, on TV shows, and watch the Knicks play, but you never visualize being there. You never picture getting out of Cincinnati, the draft. With the first overall pick of the 2016 WNBA draft, So I'm looking through all the tall buildings with all the stars in my eyes like a kid in a candy store. I felt like Macaulay Culkin in Home Alone, but without the large life-size piano that you step on at Macy's. I was even romanticizing the traffic. Y'all, for real. All in my head. Even the traffic was cool. I was like, dang, welcome to New York. I was so nervous that morning. All I wanted to do was hoop. So my agent, Allison, found me a gym at Uptown Columbia. I got to work out with my dad. He was my passer, and I went through the workout with him, thinking about what the draft could be for me, what the night was going to look like. After we finished, my homegirl's mom came up and brought me some stuff. I did my makeup and put on my dress. I got drafted second, but my stomach felt like I was getting drafted 30th or something. The whole day was surreal, but one of the best parts about it was my dad and me doing what we always do, getting a workout in and getting better at basketball. That's beautiful, boy. Oh my goodness. Gee. Ooh. Wee, that's tough. I just read ahead. Y'all see it right there on the screen. I'm super grateful to the FIFA organization for taking me in and giving me an opportunity to be a part of something for as long as I have. Every season brought in more growth with the team. I was really looking forward to this one, especially getting to know my rookies and seeing what we were going to be. I was getting excited about training camp, and then out of nowhere, it was like a rug was pulled from under me. Woo, boy. All right. My dad suddenly passed away in March at the age of 56. You don't expect your dad to die at 56. That sent a shock through our entire family and everyone that knew him. It hurt more than I could ever put into words. Pain and trauma makes you look at life a little different. I didn't know what would happen next, if I was going to play this season or how I was supposed to play this season. Oh my goodness. Woo wee. Woo. All right. I'm good. I'm good. All right. Basketball is the heart and soul of my family. We had the chance to meet and love and share so many memories with so many people through hoop. My dad touched so many people in his life that when he passed, not only was I impacted, the coaches that he worked with felt it too. Ohio State University felt it. His kids that he coached at Taft High School felt it. It's like all of Cincy in the basketball world took on the grief with me and held my hand through it. And I'm forever grateful for that because I didn't like it. I was alone, or because I didn't feel like I was alone when my dad left the world. I've never done basketball without my dad before. I didn't know what it was going to look like. First time I picked up a basketball again, I was like, oh, snap. I don't know how to do this. For a while, I would shoot crying, trying to grasp such a big transformation. When you don't have your rebounder no more, you don't have your passer no more, you're just shooting in an empty gym or shooting with somebody else rebounding and passing for you. You see your dad, your pops being there your whole life. He coached you every step of the way. That's tough. But things got a little easier as I got closer to God and started to see my purpose. Hallelujah. I knew I had to keep going. There were games I cried in the locker room before tip off, but you wouldn't have known. I wasn't letting people see me like that. I ain't gonna lie, she had her best season yet. It was just hooping. I ain't gonna lie to you. Kelsey Mitchell was hooping. When I think about some of the stuff I was able to accomplish this year, even through grief, it's like even that came from him. My dad finished his coaching career at Wilberforce University, which is an HBCU in Central Ohio, down in Dayton. I was training right up until he passed with his kids. And so I thought I'd be a fool not to compete. I was going to give my best to show the world that what my dad showed me. Oh my gosh. Mm. That's kind of one of the crazy things about our season. Obviously, we had a new spotlight on us with Caitlin being drafted, who I'm proud to call a teammate. That was exciting in its own way with the fans it brought to the arena and the opportunity it gave to our squad. But I think in a weird way, the outside noise kind of made people forget that we're still human. If that makes sense. The microscope got smaller and smaller, and I didn't think anybody was really thinking about the fact that my dad just died. Whew. Oh my gosh, that's tough. Mm. All right. Or Katie losing mom, still trying to figure out motherhood and being a WNBA pro all in one, you know? We all had real things we were going through. I'll be honest, the spectacle was unsettling sometimes. Some of the newer fans have been really hateful online to the incredible women in our league, to me, and our favorite players as well. At its best, there's a purity to the game of basketball. It's kind of hard to define. When you sign up to be a fan, being pure and genuine is a part of that. Sometimes it was really hard to see who was really in it for the love of the game and who wasn't. And I felt it. It affected me a lot on the court and in post games when we get questions about it. At times, it took away from the purity of me. Um, I shouldn't even have to say this, but our team doesn't condone any racism, sexism, homophobia, or hate against any group. It has no place in our fan base, period. I have no problem or using my influence. I have to say that. But I also have that the powers that be to do a better job of advocating for us and making sure that clear to everybody. We need more institutional support. Oh man, this season was something else, boy. I'm talking about why is we having deep discussions about human society and civilization on a random Monday in the middle of the regular season because of something that Caitlin said or didn't say, or the way she said it, or the way that another player said when asked about Caitlin and the ankles. It was crazy. I ain't gonna lie to you. But it's the reason why things blew up the way they blew up. And you guys already know that. But we leaned on each other to get through it. There were moments throughout the season when Katie Lou checked on me and I checked on her. Chrissy Wallace was in there for me in Chicago when I couldn't hold back my emotions about my dad during shoot around. She noticed and gave me a safe space to just bawl my eyes out. Excuse me. The mares put back and get into her own rhythm. So Timmy would check on her and see how she was adjusting. And the mares would check on Grace if she was going through something, and Grace would check on Lexi, and Lexi would check on Edub and Timmy, while Edub checked on Liz, A, B, V. Basically, none of the chaos seeped into our locker room. We really held each other down, so our 11 who were professional, competitive, and selfless through it all, I wouldn't have traded for the world. I wouldn't have asked to do it with anybody else. And I have so much respect for Caitlin, especially how she handled it as a youngin. I hope you did a good job of being there for you too. See, I gave her flowers early in the game because our eyes she brought shined a light on all of us too. Ooh, that's beautiful. When I look back at my journey with the fever from 2018 to now and everything I went through, I felt like it wasn't supposed to happen this way. I felt like it was supposed to happen this way. And it's hard to know what the future holds. I'll be honest. I don't know what colors I'll be wearing next year. There it is. That's why I read this. There it is. I don't know what colors I'll be wearing next year, which just makes me cherish the season and our group even more. I've never been through free agency. What LeBron say? I've decided to take my talents to the Boys and Girls Club. Akron. I've never, so I'm looking forward to the opportunity to explore it. Oh, she gone. She's gone. She's gone. I think she's gone, guys. My personal opinion. I think she's gone. That said it right there for me. I think she's out of there. So I'm looking forward to the opportunity to explore for the first time in my career and have a say in my future as a basketball player. One thing I know for sure is whatever comes next, it'll suck not having my dad to do it with 100%. I be thinking of that about that morning a lot when we were just having a normal workout before the draft. I had a lot of nerves, but seeing his face calm me down. My whole life, he was there, building this unshakable confidence within me. No matter what I was worried about, he would always say, "No, go out there, kid. You're prepared." Whether I was in the precinct, getting my tail kicked in every kind of way, or even dislocating my finger at the infamous Cincinnati LaSalle. Okay, one last story. I was playing with my dad's high school squad, right? After school, my parents would take me to their open gyms. I was basically on the team. Hello. Well, we were playing. I go for a rebound. Next thing you know, I'm hollering. I dislocated my finger. Ah! I ran over to my dad, and he just popped it right back in a matter of seconds. Ah! He calmed me down, comforted me. Being a dad first, of course. Seconds later, he's back in coach mode. Get back out there, kid. Memories like that are so priceless because it reminds me what it felt like to look at his face and know that I could do anything in the world. Now, he's not here anymore. So I can't look at him and immediately reassure. But I still feel him all the time. I envision and select a seat in every arena I go to. Y'all don't know where he is in there, but I do. To the fans, thank you. To the real ones, you know who you are, old and new. If you love me, I love you back. We made memories together that will last a lifetime. To my pops, I sucked it up and punched it in the mouth, as you say, ha. I'm doing it. Love always. Kills. She's out of there, y'all. She gone. Kelsey Mitchell is gone, boy. I don't know what you know what I'm saying. I don't know what pick they have. They made the playoffs, so they're not getting a lottery pick. But I don't know. It should be a pretty good draft. I think the drafts like from last year to through maybe like whenever Juju's a senior, that freshman class, if Juju stays all 4 years, they're all good teams. They're all good drafts. So I mean, you know, you got good draft classes coming in. They don't have a lottery pick, but I think Kelsey Mitchell's gone. I think that just solidified it for me. She gone. That was her goodbye letter. Let me see if there's anything else that I want to speak about or react to. I think she's out of there, bro. What do they do after this? I don't know. We'll figure it out, right? Well, I guess we'll just have to see. But yeah, she's out of there. I'm about to get out of here, guys. My name is Rashad Milligan. If you are new to the channel, this is the road to 5K subs. The replay of this live will be available if you missed any parts of it. I think the thing I took away from it the most in this whole live was the Kelsey Mitchell thing. Kelsey Mitchell's out. I think that's the biggest news of it. But a touching story with it as well. I enjoyed the Caitlin Clark, watching her play golf. Like I said, I'm supporting everything that they do off the court, things of that sort. Shout out to Angel Reese again. I enjoyed the Caitlin Clark podcast on Iowa with her Iowa homegirls, things of that sort, her former teammates. Enjoyed that conversation a lot. And I like the Angel Reese podcast. I didn't watch the episode with Law Roach, but I think I've watched pretty much every other episode. Also like Flage's podcast. I like her podcast as well. The Tyler Marsh hire, I love that for Chicago. Vegas, the Becky Hammond coaching tree is emptying out. That's a sign of a successfully ran organization, a successfully ran system. And in terms of the Atlanta Dreams' new head coach, Mr. Carl Semescu, longtime head coach at Florida Gulf Coast, I think it's very interesting that a guy gave up 23 years, ultimate job security after the season's first 2 games for a place that hasn't kept a coach for longer than 3-4 seasons since like 2020, 2019. I think that's interesting how that goes, but we'll see how it goes. As always, I hope you guys take care of yourselves. It was nice being back. I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. If you didn't, that's cool as well. I'll do better next time. Shout out to Nudie as well. Thank you for all the hospitality and being nice. Please take care of yourselves.
That's for losers, man. I don't get involved in that stuff, but
Angel Rashad Milligan rolling out.
That's a good question.
We can't ask Rashad questions.
Hey, Rashad.